you talked about something, but each of you mentioned this, but in a way, understanding what our pathways are, connections to one another. You talk about a gig and mutual folks that you knew and how you were coming up in the scene. But Maria Schneider played an important role in both of your participation in David Bowie's Blackstar, and thinking about like Maria as a catalyst for that. You know, I guess she was approached to do some work and she wasn't able to, so she recommended you, Donny, and you know, the rest is history, or herstory, as they say. But if you could speak to a little bit of that, because I think these moments in time when, you know, it's a fortuitous moment that somebody that you know and trust and admire can connect you with an incredible opportunity.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, basically, Maria reached out to me and said that somebody from David's camp had approached her about doing something, and she was unsure uh, because she's in the middle of making her record or getting ready for it, which is a really you know, a huge process for her. So I weighed in just like, yeah, I think it'd be really cool to do it, and eventually she started meeting with David, and I think this was one of those meetings that she played him "Casting for Gravity," which is a record that we did together, um, and and uh, and suggested that he do something, you know, with us, and that's where it started. And as they were meeting, I suggested, you know, I said, "Hey, Mark would be great on drums on this," you know, for the track that Maria was working on, and so that came to be.
Thank you
And
for that, Donny.
you're welcome.
On the record,
uh,
thank you. All right, continue.
no,
Sorry.
my
Official.
pleasure. Yeah, because she was because he was. I think she might have played him "Casting for Gravity" because David was describing what he was hearing as a rhythmic underpinning, and she's like, "Oh, you know, that makes me think of Donnie. You should," and play him the record like, "Oh, you should do something with him." Blah blah blah. And then so she was describing the thing to me. And I was like, "Man, it's, you know, Mark, man, you're perfect for this thing." And so it went from there. And so the first meeting really was at a workshop, you know, rehearsal with Maria, Mark, Jay Anderson on bass, myself, Ryan Keberly on trombone, maybe, and David and Tony Visconti, and that was the first meeting.
Right.
And just to follow through a little bit, then at some point, you know, I gave him my phone number and email address, which felt very surreal to be writing in David Bowie's Black Book, I just have to say. And then the next morning, he emailed me, you know, with the track, and it went from there.